Purple King reigns supreme. Taehyung of BTS proves himself as a global fashion icon with his powerful new look in the United States. The moment Kim Taehyung stepped onto American soil, something shifted in the global fashion atmosphere. It wasn't announced with fireworks or official statements. There was no dramatic press release declaring a new era. And yet, the world felt it instantly. Cameras flashed harder, social media timelines moved faster, and conversations across continents began circling one undeniable truth. Taehyung had arrived, not just as an artist, but as the Purple King of global fashion. In the United States, where trends are born, tested, and discarded at a merciless pace, Taehyung didn't chase relevance. He redefined it. With a single appearance, his new look sent shockwaves through the industry, proving that fashion doesn't belong only to runways or designers. It belongs to those bold enough to embody it. And Taehyung did more than embody fashion. He commanded it. From the way he walked to the way he breathed life into fabric, Taehyung showed the world that style is not about what you wear, but who you are when you wear it. The birth of the Purple King. The nickname, Purple King, didn't emerge from nowhere. Purple has long been associated with Taehyung, royalty, mystery, emotion, and artistic depth. In BTS lore and army culture, purple represents trust and everlasting love. But in America, Taehyung elevated purple beyond symbolism. He transformed it into an aesthetic philosophy. His new look was not loud, yet impossible to ignore. It balanced elegance with rebellion, tradition with modernity, softness with undeniable power. Every detail, his hair, his posture, the cut of his clothes, felt intentional, as if crafted to tell a story without a single word. This was not Taehyung trying to fit into Western fashion norms. This was Taehyung rewriting them. America watches. Fashion holds its breath in cities where fashion is currency. Los Angeles, New York, and beyond. Taehyung's presence triggered an immediate reaction. Stylists whispered. Editors observed closely. Designers took notes. Fans documented every second. What made his appearance in the United States so powerful wasn't just the outfit itself, but the confidence behind it. Taehyung didn't dress like someone seeking approval. He dressed like someone being studied. His silhouette was clean yet dramatic. The color palette spoke of depth rather than trend chasing. Accessories were minimal but meaningful. Nothing screamed for attention, and yet everything demanded it. Fashion insiders recognized it instantly. This was the look of a man who understands visual storytelling. Beyond idol fashion, the rise of an icon. For years, idols have been praised for wearing luxury brands, attending fashion shows, and gracing magazine covers. But Taehyung crossed a line few ever do. He stopped being a celebrity wearing fashion and became fashion itself. In the United States, where individuality is celebrated but rarely mastered, Taehyung's style stood out because it felt authentic. It wasn't constructed to shock. It wasn't tailored to provoke. It was simply true. That authenticity is what separates icons from influencers. Taehyung didn't just wear clothes well. He gave them meaning. Each fabric moved with him like an extension of his emotions. Each glance felt cinematic, as if the streets of America had become his personal runway. The silent power of his new look. There was something different about this era of Taehyung. Something quieter, deeper, more controlled. His new look wasn't about extravagance. It was about presence. His gaze carried confidence earned, not borrowed. His posture reflected a man fully aware of his influence. The softness in his styling contrasted beautifully with the authority he radiated. This contrast became the core of his fashion impact in America. He proved that masculinity doesn't have to be rigid, that elegance doesn't weaken power, that vulnerability can coexist with dominance. Fashion critics often search for the next big thing. With Taehyung, they found something rarer, timeless relevance, cultural impact. When East redefines the West, Taehyung's appearance in the United States wasn't just a fashion moment. It was a cultural statement. In an industry long dominated by Western ideals, Taehyung stood as proof that global influence has shifted. He didn't adapt himself to America. America adjusted its gaze to him. His style carried traces of Korean sensibility, attention to detail, emotional storytelling, balance between softness and strength, while seamlessly existing within the global fashion conversation. This fusion didn't feel forced. It felt inevitable. Through Taehyung, Fashion became a dialogue rather than a hierarchy. Army's reaction, pride, awe, and recognition for Army. Watching Taehyung conquer the American fashion scene was deeply emotional. This wasn't surprise, it was validation. Fans had always known his potential. They had seen his love for art, photography, vintage aesthetics, and emotional expression. But seeing the world finally acknowledge him as a global fashion authority felt like a long-awaited coronation. Social media erupted with admiration, analysis, and pride. Words like king, icon, and legend weren't exaggerations. They were conclusions. The Purple King wasn't crowned by a brand or a magazine. He was crowned by impact. Designers take notice in fashion, influence is measured by imitation. And after Taehyung's appearance in the United States, the ripple effects were immediate. Silhouettes similar to his began appearing in discussions. Color choices once considered risky suddenly felt refined. Mood-driven styling gained renewed attention. Designers didn't just see a celebrity. They saw a muse. Taehyung's power lies in his ability to make fashion feel emotional again. In an era obsessed with virality, he reminded the industry of artistry. The evolution of Taehyung's fashion identity. Taehyung's journey to becoming the Purple King didn't happen overnight. It was built through years of experimentation, self-discovery, and quiet confidence. From playful stage outfits to refined editorial looks, he has always treated fashion as a form of expression rather than decoration. His new look in America represents the culmination of that journey. A man fully aligned with his aesthetic identity. This era feels less like a phase and more like a statement of permanence. Why Taehyung's fashion reigns supreme. What truly sets Taehyung apart is not trend awareness, but emotional intelligence and style. He understands how clothes communicate, how colors feel, how textures speak. In the United States, where fashion often competes for attention, Taehyung's restraint became revolutionary. He didn't overwhelm the eye, he captivated it. That is the essence of true fashion royalty. The global crown Purple King is not a title limited by geography. Taehyung's influence extends far beyond America, but his impact there confirmed what many already believed. He belongs on the world's most influential fashion stage. His new look wasn't just admired, it was studied. It wasn't just worn, it was felt. And as the world continues to watch his every move, one thing becomes clear. This is only the beginning. A new standard has been set. Taehyung didn't ask permission to redefine global fashion. He simply showed up as himself. And the industry adjusted accordingly. In the United States, under the unforgiving spotlight of global scrutiny, he proved that fashion icons are not created by brands, but by vision, authenticity, and presence. The Purple King has claimed his throne, and the world is watching, breath held, wondering, how will he redefine fashion next? The era of the Purple King has officially arrived. Kim Taehyung, globally known as V of BTS, once again proves that his influence goes far beyond music. With his powerful new appearance in the United States, Taehyung has solidified his status as a true global fashion icon, commanding attention wherever he goes. In this moment, Taehyung doesn't simply wear fashion, he defines it. From the way he carries himself to the effortless elegance of his styling, every detail reflects confidence, artistry, and authority. His presence in America instantly sparked massive reactions from fans, fashion observers, and global media, all acknowledging the same reality. Taehyung is no longer following trends, he is setting them. The contrast shown in this story is striking. In the foreground, Taehyung stands alone, calm yet dominant, embodying luxury, charisma, and royal aura. In the background, he moves through a sea of people, cameras, and chaos, yet all eyes remain fixed on him. Even in a crowd, Taehyung is unmistakable. He becomes the center of gravity, the focal point that naturally draws attention. This new look represents more than a visual transformation.